Hello, StoryTunes friends. Today, we're celebrating the life of America's 33rd president, Harry S. Truman, on what would have been his 141st birthday. Harry S. Truman was born on May 8, 1884, in a small town called Lamar, Missouri. He grew up in several little towns across the state, including Independence, which he always considered his hometown. Harry loved to read, especially history and biographies. He said reading helped him understand how people thought and how the world worked. Even though he was smart and hardworking, Harry never got to attend college. His family couldn't afford it, so he took jobs to help out. One of his first jobs was as a bank clerk in Kansas City, where he worked with numbers and learned how to manage money. But Harry wanted to serve his country, so in 1905, he joined the National Guard. When World War I came along, Harry went off to Europe and served as a captain in the U.S. Army. His leadership impressed everyone, and he earned the respect of his men. After the war, Harry tried something completely different. He opened a men's clothing store with a friend. The store didn't last long, but Truman never gave up. He turned to politics and began serving as a county judge, which is like being in charge of roads, budgets, and community decisions. In 1934, Truman was elected to the United States Senate. At first, many people didn't expect much from the quiet man from Missouri, but Truman worked hard. He asked tough questions and helped uncover wasteful government spending. Then came a big surprise. In 1944, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt asked Truman to be his vice president. Only a few months later, something historic happened. On April 12, 1945, President Roosevelt died, and Harry Truman suddenly became President of the United States. It was a tough time with World War II still going on. Truman had to make a hard decision whether to use the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, hoping it would save lives in the long run by ending the war quickly. The decision remains one of the most debated in history. After the war, President Truman didn't stop working. In 1947, he introduced the Truman Doctrine, which promised U.S. support to countries threatened by communism. It was part of America's effort to stop the spread of Soviet power during the Cold War. In 1953, after serving nearly 2 full terms as president, Harry returned home to Missouri. Unlike many politicians, he didn't get rich from his time in office. He lived modestly and spent time writing his memoirs and walking around his hometown. President Truman died on December 26, 1972, at the age of 88. He is remembered for being honest, down to earth, and always doing what he believed was right, even when it was hard.